live stream. Didn't look like it had transferred over when I said go live, but looks like we got Demos at least early and Tavaya, and yep, starting early, so maybe catch some of you guys at this earlier time, a little bit earlier time. I know that this is earlier than I said, but maybe that'll give me more time to actually live stream. So welcome to the BrickTherapy23 live stream. And here's Brick Therapy. If you see the Brick Therapy at some point, whether you're watching this live or maybe a little bit later, click on the logo here. There's our Brick Therapy guy. We call our channel Brick Therapy because it's just a great hobby, pastime, and joyful experience to build Lego, build out some set, some design, some theme that you just really like, are interested in. And as you can tell, Lego has done a great job capturing the minds of all age groups now, as exemplified by the latest release. It was something I wasn't aware of, but I think maybe a couple of you guys had mentioned at some point that Pokemon would be the next theme coming out, and lo and behold, it's been released. The bricks were a thing of the past from a week ago, but no, now they did a pre-order, as probably a lot of you know, for the new Pokemon sets. I think there was 3 of them, and man, did those sets just go flying off the pre-order shelves. They're not even out yet, I don't think. I think they don't, yeah, I don't think they get released until February, and like the end of February, and you can't even pre-order them anymore. Although, let me look at the website. So apparently it took less than 24 hours for a couple of these sets to just basically become unavailable, even for pre-order. So I don't know if it was the large scale set, the Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise, or one of the smaller ones, which of course is Pikachu himself. But it does say you can click on the pre-order now. So I don't know, but wow, go figure. 2 themes in less than a week, and one of them, you can tell which themes hit big time, which are the ones people have been waiting for. Pokemon has definitely covered at least young kids to fairly new adults, or people, yeah, I know, you go back further, you go people in their 30s or so that remember Pokemon. So it's been popular for long enough that, yeah, these sets were highly anticipated. I wasn't aware of them. This Pokemon phenomenon, I think, kind of skipped my generation, but right after that, the generation after me, and so on, the millennials and so on, man, it's super popular. The builds look really good. They look really cool, especially the Pikachu one, but the price ranges are super high for these models. So I guess you can tell people who know what they want are getting these sets, and limit 1 per order. So you know these sets are super popular. So yeah, they got the Pikachu and Pokeball Pokemon set 72152. But the one that I was super surprised about, because I thought, you know, maybe keep some of these sets more modest, like start out with maybe some smaller sets, kind of like with Lord of the Rings. I think they started out with the Brickheads versions of Lord of the Rings, and then eventually the sets came out, and then Rivendell, that set came out, $500 set. But for Pokemon, they started out big time. The Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise set, $649, a set that will be released at the end of February. And it seemed like the pre-orders went quick and you couldn't order them anymore. So I don't know if that's true. The 2 smaller ones you can, but you cannot pre-order the Venusaur one. So I think that must be the one that, I don't know how you sell on a pre-order. But anyway, people went for it, man. They went for it and got those things bought up. So Demos, if you're still here, Tavaya, high fives to you. And Alex, how's it going? Thank you, sir. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Alex. Good to see you. Thank you for leaving the nice chat. Please leave a like as you join the live stream. And just thanks for being here. So haven't seen some names here before, but yeah, glad to have you here. Thanks guys for being here and joining the live stream. If you like Lego, you found the right live stream. And we call ourselves BrickTherapy23. We like Lego for several reasons. One being, it's just something that is appealing to all ages. So if you like model building, you like, you have a hobby for design or just building, it's just a nice pastime, something you can do outside of work. Some people get it, and then the internet has the usual trolls that they don't like anything. So, but anyways, thank you for being here on this channel, and we'll continue to build the Harry Potter set. 75953 Hogwarts Whomping Willow, 753 pieces. And I was starting to build up bag 3. So there's only 5 bags in this set. Didn't get a chance to live stream yesterday, but yeah, here we go. This is a good start to it. You've got the Ford, the enchanted Ford, and the tree. So I don't know the story of Harry Potter. So if you know the story of Harry Potter, what is this set illustrating here? Is the car a flyable car, and then Harry Potter and friends tried to drive it and they just weren't masters of it quite yet, and so they drove it into the tree. So this set comes with a younger Harry Potter. I had also built up another Harry Potter set before this, the astronomy tower, and so in the back there you got the older version of the same character. And I was saying, and I think other people agreed, these sets are so cool. They have, that, to me, that modular quality. So modular sets are quite expensive, and these are less expensive, but you can get away with, I would say, a good modular experience building up sets like this for under $100. And that's quite a build right there. I mean, if you like Gothic type structures, or you like architecture, or you just like model building in general, these Lego sets are great. They're fun builds, and like I said, appealing to all ages. I mean, they say ages, gosh, 8 and up, 10 and up, 20 and up, all the way up to 99 and so on. Just a fun pastime. So thanks for being here. If you like Lego, you've come to the right place. Leave a like and join the chat, and also let me know what Lego sets or themes you like too. Let's see. Crazy Media says exactly. Welcome, Crazy Medea. Oh, sorry, Crazy Medea. I think that's the right way to say it. Let's see. Love Harry Potter and Lego sets, says Severa. Awesome, very cool. Welcome to the live stream, Severa, or Severa, or Svera. So just want to make sure, get the names right. And Lego, or our Lego live streams over the summer included myself and my son. So if you're into Lego big time, then you'll see something called a sig fig, so which is like a Lego minifigure, familiar build. And my son here, we built several sets actually starting out last year. So this is like a 1-year anniversary of building up Lego, and it's been super fun to continue that. So sometimes he'll join me, but of course he's busy in school, and I try to keep up with the build myself, because actually all 3 of my kids got back into Lego. Over time, this is why our channel started. Over time, I started to build with them and enjoyed Lego building myself. Damon says, yo, what's up? Hey, Damon, welcome to the live stream. Thanks for joining the chat and saying hello. Good to see you here. Thanks for being here. Let's see. I have got, bag 3 is what I said. So bag 3, this build is looking cool as well. I've got the astronomy tower here. Let me kind of rearrange things. I got the astronomy tower here, which I built up before. So I call these, I don't know if that's the right terminology, but it seems to make sense. I call these all like sectional pieces of, if you know Harry Potter, the larger scale version of the Hogwarts castle. So if you've seen the model of the Hogwarts castle, or you just like Harry Potter, and the giant compound of the entire wizardry school has quite a lot going for it. It's got the Great Hall, the astronomy tower, and other parts to it. it's a pretty massive complex if it was to be built up in real life. But then you get these sectional builds, which represent part of that. And these sectional builds, even if you don't know Harry Potter, I don't know Harry Potter, the storyline very well, but the builds just remind me of those really cool classical, or actually not classical, but Gothic style type of architecture buildings that you'd see primarily in England and other parts of Europe. But yeah, so you could modify these, you could add it to some other theme, and the builds start to look really cool as you add in all the textures and accessories that go inside. Like this probably looks like a nice underground lab room for all the apothecary that goes on inside. And then the outside, you know, you could almost say it looks like old castle ruins if you leave it kind of in this situation. So yeah, just a fun build overall. Notice I wasn't perfectly snug there. So let me keep building bag 3. Got a couple more greetings to say. Damon says, wow, those Legos are awesome. Hey, thanks, Damon. You know, I can't take credit for that, but I can agree with you and enjoy the build and share it with you guys. So thanks for being here. Pirate says, morning from Atlanta. I'm sitting here watching your amazing, incredible Lego live stream while waiting the clock out at 12:30 a.m. and I'm taking the day off. Nice, Pirate, finally getting a little bit of a break in the schedule. Love it. Justin Jago's here as well. Welcome, Justin Jago. Good to see you guys. Some familiar names. Fun to see you guys. And if you're new to the channel, please leave a like. Join our community, like and subscribe, and join our channel. If you see our Brick Therapy logo guy, here he is. Click on him and join the channel. So thanks for being here on your Tuesday night. And as I build up bag 3, looks like actually I can turn the page. I'm eventually working my way. I showed part of the structure, but let's see what the actual build will look like. So I'm working my way to, I think, this section of another tower piece with a spire. And I think right now I've got this part here, the bottom floor going. So just wanted to share that. If you're curious about where I am in this build, there's 5 bags. It's a 753 piece set. And so I'm on bag 3 of 5. And started this over the weekend and didn't get a chance to work on it yesterday. So now, with your guys' company, I'll continue. Let's see. Pirate says, I have to work again Thursday, 2 to 12, and taking Friday off and having the weekend off. Nice, Pirate. Nice. You got some long hours, no doubt. It's a lot different. You almost have to switch your entire just awake period. It's quite the opposite of everyone else, going from 2 p.m. to midnight. I had a friend who did, or still does, I should say. He's an electrician. He would work on several different projects. It wasn't always the same. So he'd be on a project for several months and then move on to something else. And he was working on like a new runway system or luggage system at the international airport. And he would work from he'd start his shift at 10 at night and then work all the way till, he'd start about 6 or 7 at night, maybe see the sun go down, and then get home at 5 or 6 in the morning, and then sort of be awake for the day, and then sleep during the day, and then go back to work at night. And it was all nocturnal, he's underground building up a huge infrastructure project in the airport. It's kind of like Lego in real life. And man, I was pretty, just felt, I don't know if I could say empathy, but I felt for him with those long hours. And then, yeah, just totally switching up his schedule. And then his family would do, their own activity during the day, and he could barely stay awake because he was just working these long hours. So Pirate, kudos to you, man, for putting in those hours. Justin Jago, Yep, pretty much, right? Pretty much. I dropped it without even thinking about it. All right, so Lego, I started out the live stream, go back to the topic of Lego, and I was saying, you know, it doesn't take long if you follow Lego at all, if you are interested in the product itself. Obviously, it's got its popularity with kids. But you know, as a company, I think it's safe to say it's gone beyond that, right? Because a lot of these themes and builds, especially the last few years, have probably more than that, maybe like the last 10 years, have really gone up a notch or two or 20. Because you look at some of these themes now, maybe even before that. I'm trying to think when the first Star Wars sets came out, and then like the big Star Wars sets came out, like the UCS models came out, these giant ships or whatever. So, you know, basically giant sets, hundreds of dollars a piece, and you know that hasn't slowed down at all. If you just follow what Lego's done and released since this summer or since September with the Jack Sparrow pirate ship, the Goonies also pirate ship set. You've got the Death Star, like $1,000 set, and more Lord of the Rings rumored sets to come out, and then now this Pokemon set. You're talking, oh, the Star Trek set, and also this theme of nostalgia. Like these are themes that would definitely appeal to older Lego fans because you know these are themes that came out when they were kids. Just the amount of different sets and themes that continue to be released is just it's impressive, but also like intimidating in a way because it's like, you know, these are not small scale things. So the kid who likes Lego, you know, maybe saves up $10 or maybe $20 at the extreme. Now you see like this Pokemon set come out, and I think Pokemon's still popular with younger kids. It definitely was popular. It has been popular for a lot longer than that, like going back to the early 2000s or late 1990s, or maybe even before that. But yeah, now that generation's seeing stuff that they like, and man, that Pokemon set pre-order stuff went crazy. People were ordering the darn thing, and it hasn't even been on the shelves yet. It doesn't come out till end of February. So all that to say, Lego is just, it keeps tapping into different types of nostalgia and things. If you could turn it into Lego, it seems like Lego is got some people, builders and designers to work on it. But Laban, hi there. How are you doing today? How is your night going for you? Laban's going well, and we are building Lego and talking with you guys again on the live stream. So just great to have you here. Thanks for joining. John Powell, let's go. John Powell is here. Hey, Break Therapy. Uh-oh. Let's see. Did I lose my... Looks like I stalled there for a little bit. Hopefully there wasn't much of a glitch there. Looks like I had a little bit of glitch on the high five. But yeah, doing well, Balaban. Good to see you here. Good to see you here, John Powell. Leave a like as you guys sign in, and hope you're having a good Tuesday. And yeah, so what do you guys think for 2026? Lego is definitely starting out with some pretty bold themes. Some, I don't know how successful they'll be, like the smart bricks, and then the now the Pokemon sets, which I think if those three are any indication, they're gonna definitely appeal to a lot of people. Yes, Blava, I am still working on this. I think you knew this, but if not, working on 75953 Hogwarts Whomping Willow, 753 pieces, and this is the second of, I think they're all kind of the same sub-theme of these, like the astronomy tower here. These Harry Potter sectional sets, right? So an ongoing tower structure that I think will represent a good section of the Hogwarts Castle compound, you know. And if you look at, which it's been out for quite a while now, if you look at the Hogwarts Castle midi scale, how do you say it? Mid-scale or mid-scale? I can't say it. Anyway, the Hogwarts Castle set 71043. So, or maybe, but obviously not built at the proportions for Lego minifigures, but it's like a mini scale model of the entire Hogwarts castle. And then if you kind of transfer this to a minifigure scale, then you can see it's a lot bigger of a compound. So the micro scale set is still pretty impressive at 6,000 pieces, and that's micro scale. So if people, I actually have seen people build their own version of it, and they're huge. It's like a gigantic Lego set. Like you could go well into the tens of thousands of Lego pieces if you built your own. Balabin says you should buy the Harry Potter castle and building, like the whole set. So yeah, I was kind of going over that, Balabin. I don't know. There's different versions. So the Hogwarts castle is one, and that one's been out for a while. The micro scale one, I'm trying to think, is there another one that is like another Harry Potter castle? I think there might be. Let me look. I can't remember all the themes. So I've over the course of the live streams, like we did Lord of the Rings, of course, some Ninjago, and some smaller sets, some Speed Champions. I did one Marvel set, and now Harry Potter. So there is the Hogwarts Castle, there is the Hogwarts Hospital Wing to the castle, and I'm trying to think. Oh, maybe Blabon, you were referring to the Hogwarts Castle and Grounds. So yeah, that's like another micro scale version. So not as big as the other. It's weird to say this. Not as big as the other micro scale set, but yeah, I think that's the one you're referring to. Yeah, that one does look cool. It looks definitely maybe even smaller in terms of scale than the Hogwarts Castle one. Definitely a lot more, or a lot less expensive, I guess is a better way to say it, of a price, $170 set. Let's see, how many pieces was that? 2,660 pieces. Yeah, I think that would be a fun build. That one's fairly new, I think, Balawan. So yeah, that would be a fun build. I'll have to put that on the list, my friend. So lots to put on the list. Justin Jago's checking out. All right, Justin Jago, you have a good day, my friend, or good evening. Thanks for being here, man. Glad you're here to say hello and leave a like, of course. And we will get into the Ninjago theme again soon. I have it on my to-do list, I guess you could say, to repair and rebuild the Ninjago city. So I think that would be fun to build with you guys. Actually, take it apart strategically, not all of it, and then rebuild it, because it's kind of like rebuilding an engine in the sense, like I want to make sure it's all the parts are there. It's still intact in terms of everything, because I've knocked into it a couple times and had to put things hastily back together, but I just need to rebuild. I think it would be great. John Powell says, I think he means the bigger sets, the Great Hall set and Hospital Wing that just came out. Okay, so yeah, and then like add all this together. So like with the Astronomy Tower. So yeah, that would be cool. So what did Balaban say? So I would like to see the big Harry Potter castle. Okay, so the big Harry Potter castle. Well, Balaban, if you're willing to contribute, I'm willing to build, my friend. So, but yeah, the Hospital Wing looks really good. So I agree with you there. Let's see, I don't remember the Great Hall one. Is there a newer Great Hall one? I know there's one that came out initially. Let's see, am I missing it somewhere? There was the herbology. That's not it. Hogwarts Castle herbology class. That's another, I guess, section, but that's more of a diorama. So maybe there is. We do have a Great Hall build. Ah, there it is. Okay, there it is. Yeah, John Powell, I get you. Yeah, the Hogwarts Castle, the main tower. I didn't see. I don't know why I have not seen that one at the Lego store. That's crazy. And I don't know if I've seen the Great Hall. They must have been the last couple years, because I have not seen those on the shelves. Okay. Well, those are definitely, those look good. Those would be fun, ambitious builds, and probably not in the budget right now, but man, those would be fun. It's the newest from 2024. Okay, yeah, I saw the, obviously I saw the hospital wing one, and I thought that was the newest. I thought that one came out like just this past year. But yeah, the other two came out in 2024. Okay, maybe that's why. Anyway, they're pretty popular. There's back order for both of them on the Lego website. Looking them up right now. Nifteebs, all right, we got our mod. We got a mod. Like and subscribe. Yes, sir. Glad to have you here, Nifteebs. Let me put your comment as a pin. All right, so, well, we'll start out with what we got, or we'll continue with what we got. The Whomping Willow Set. And I guess, what would this be in terms of the Hogwarts Castle? Would it just be a separate structure by itself? Or is it connected to the Hogwarts Castle? This one right here. I mean, the build obviously has the same architecture and everything, but is it part of, or is it like an outer structure? So if I look at the box art here, actually, it's kind of interesting. Maybe the castle here in the background indicates that this is more of like a exterior wall, or like a, you know, if it was formerly a castle, or yeah, a Gothic castle or something like that, or a cathedral, then it had an outer wall, not connected to the main castle set. So either way, I'll have this built up. And I think I do have one other, if Balabon, if you're curious, I do have one other set that would connect to, actually two other parts that would connect to this. So we'd have something. And we did build up a Great Hall version. Let me see, I'm looking over at my other shelf there. I know we have a Great Hall version. I wonder if that one, it's not the one that's out now, but I think that one would also connect to the astronomy tower. So anyway, we can modify this a little bit, Balabon. We can't obviously do the newest version with those sets. Trying to budget for the goal of 2026 obviously is not Harry Potter, but to get to the Star Wars UCS set. Just get one, experience the build of one. John Powell says the astronomy towers from the Castle series from 2019, 2020, and 2021. Yeah, so would those be compatible with the ones that are out right now, the 2024, 2025 sets? That's what I'm curious about. The back of the instructions should show you how these sets go together. So let's see here. Maybe it's on the second book here. Let's see where the Whomping Willow set fits into things. It has some the other sets. Yeah, I don't know. This one doesn't indicate anything. John Powell just has, that's just kind of showing off the Fantastic Beasts series. And then, oh, okay, here we go. So yeah, this one, okay, this one only connects to the, I think, this version of the Great Hall set. I think we have this version. So, and then this tower, I think it's part of this is all one set, I want to say, if I'm looking over at the right thing. And so, yeah, I guess these two would go together, but it doesn't have the other part. Let me see. And then if I look at my other instructions, so this is the astronomy tower one. Let me see if it has it here, what this one goes with. So this one, this was this series of sets. But let me see if it connects with this one. I felt like they all connect because this one has some pin connections. Oh yeah, okay, so these sets. Oh, well no, yeah, John Paul. Okay, so in this instruction booklet, it does connect. So there we go. There's the astronomy tower, and there's Whomping Willow. So these two do go together. And then here is, so I have these 3 sets actually. So these I can connect. And the only one, and then this one, I think, actually, no, hold on. I don't know, yeah, this, and then I think there's one here. It doesn't look like it's in the bottom part, but it looks like there's the clock tower also, or the bell tower. So yeah, there we go. So they do connect. Okay, so one instruction booklet shows you in more detail what the connections are. So my initial thought was correct, and then I got a little bit thrown off or concerned that, wait a second, these aren't compatible with each other, because I wasn't thinking about the release dates, but it looks like they're okay. So yes, it works. And Owen, Brick Studio, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thanks, Owen. Hello, hello. Tommy, awesome. Tommy's here as well. And Pal confirming these sets do connect. Awesome. So yes, working on, I don't know if Owen, you've been here recently. Yeah, obviously you can tell, working on some of the Harry Potter sets. 75953 Hogwarts Whomping Willow. And it's fun. Now, going back to the instruction booklets to see that these sets do connect. So I started with the astronomy tower. I have the Great Hall on a shelf, and then I have the clock or bell tower. I'll have to see. That one should go together too. Actually, let me go get this one and see, because it'll be good. So let's see here. We've got one here. I think this one will connect. So yeah, this is the Great Hall set right here. I can take this one here and connect it with the astronomy tower, and then I have this is the micro version of the Hogwarts castle. So very cool. Got some side projects on top of side projects to work on. And yeah, I don't know what people do with all they do their Lego city, and then do they keep this Harry Potter universe in a totally separate place or space? Yeah, like what do you do, John Powell, with all those? John says they did another castle series with the green roofs. Then there is the newest castle series out now. Yeah, the clock tower connects. Awesome. I'm sure I have that one. And now I'm thinking about it. Weren't there, even before these series, were there not? I thought the Great Hall, the one that I showed you there on the shelf, was the start of the Harry Potter theme, but I think there's even older Harry Potter sets than that. So I don't know. I'm having a memory of someone who talked about, they were looking up some vintage Harry Potter Lego sets, and there was an even older version. Let me see how far back Lego Harry Potter goes, because now I want to say, like when you mentioned the green roofs, that made me think that there is an even older version of all of these builds. So let's see. Oh yeah, older Lego Harry Potter sets, primarily 2001 to 2007, and then the 2010 to 2011 wave. So the earlier sets in the early 2000s featured Hogwarts Castle, Sorting Hat, Troll on the Loose, Diagon Alley Shops, and Hagrid's Hut. And then early to mid 2000, or the 2000 aughts, Prisoner of Azkaban, Goblet of Fire, Night Bus, Shrieking Shack, Durmstrang Ship, Graveyard Duel, Glow in the Dark Voldemort. Wow. And then, oh my gosh, yeah, there's tons. There's older sets from the early 2000s. Okay, so yeah, it's been out for a while. When you said the green roofs, that reminded me, yes, there are there are way older versions. Let's see. Hey, whoops. Get back to my 3D printer guy. Sorry, got to get my screen to work here. Can't get the chat to What the heck's going on here? Can't get the chat to work here. 3D printer guy says, I love Lego. Don't worry, I'm also a Lego nerd like you. Yeah, whatever you want to describe the term of endearment, Lego nerd, Lego fan, Lego enthusiast, all the good stuff. I like it. 3D printer guy. Better than AFOL. I don't know, Lego nerd sounds better. No, there's 2 castle series before the one you have, John Powell says. Okay, so there's, yeah, so anyway, yeah, there's 2, well, the initial Hogwarts castle said like around the 2001 era. So that's crazy. All kinds of good stuff. Yes, be kind. I love this, says 3D printer guide. Yes, exactly. Not Emerald. Psh, welcome. I'm late, but I slept the whole day and I'm not sleepy now and I have school tomorrow, says Not Emerald. Facts. Facts. Psh, thanks, Tommy, for being the mod and taking care of that. We want things to be friendly or Nif Teebs as well. Thank you for taking care of that. We want things to be family friendly. So if Lego, stresses you out, offends you, then, scroll on by. Don't worry. It's a live stream. I'm sure there's other live streams out there. So the internet's always got its version of people who are just want to share their dissatisfaction with good things. Don't know why, but man, Harry Potter and talking about this history of Harry Potter sets is pretty cool. And now rediscovering, we'll just show it off again, that these connections, so this is kind of where we're going with all this then. So all these sets here, I've never connected them, and this is, my earlier goal, which I forgot about, was that, yeah, we have these, and now let's see them all put together. So let's see if I can get to that point. Very cool. Tommy high fives. John Powell says, yes, 5 total series over the years. And Not Emerald, yes, Not Emerald. I know, man. Thanks for being here from the East Coast time zone. The interlink, says Tommy. Psh, that's it right there. The interlink is right. And moving slowly through here, but really liking these builds. I guess, it's akin to, or at least to me, with the Gothic look, the Gothic design, old kind of English architecture from the Middle Ages in a way, that it's obviously reminiscent of Lego Castle. So yeah, there's just a whole lot of appeal in the architectural look, the build itself, and kind of along the lines of like that 3-in-1 castle that's out now. These builds give you, like I've been saying, a fun alternative to some more sophisticated Lego building. Definitely doable for pretty much any age group. But then, yeah, you get a lot of cool aspects to the design, be it like the interior of a building, the mesh windows there you can see in the corners, the pillar right here, and there are some stickers like the brick contours there. But yeah, then some of the Lego brick facade there, and yeah, then the different color stonework. And then you can see the connection part here to the other parts of the castle that eventually come together. So yeah, this type of build, definitely more affordable than a modular set if you don't want to go all in on bigger Lego sets. So if you're getting back into Lego as a Lego aficionado, then by all means, this is a great way to do it. Let's see. Also, the Lego set is coming to my house, but in 2 months, says Not Emerald. Oh yeah, Not Emerald. What was that set you were waiting on? What was that set you were waiting on? That was a decent size set from what I remember. John Powell says, I've got the whole series upstairs, then the next whole series also. So yeah, I think I'm glad, John Powell, I'm glad I took advantage of getting this series, especially because obviously these 2 that I'm working on plus the other builds are all retired now. And not even planning it out strategically, but waiting out on not getting these sets right away. They eventually went on sale, and the prices were even less than retail. So, I mean, retail was decent compared to what prices are now. So it was like, I think initially, I guess all these sets were around the $100 range. And then like the Great Hall, that one dropped down to like around 70. The Astronomy Tower, same thing, or about 80. And this one, the Whomping Willow, dropped down to about $35. I think around 60 originally, or maybe 70 originally, because it's not as many pieces. But then, yeah, Walmart had a good sale on all of these. So one I got from Walmart, one got from the Lego website. And that's part of the fun. Part of the fun, getting or taking advantage of these things, of these prices when they do come down. John Pell says the newest Castle series will cost about $1,000 for everything. Yeah, when Balaban mentioned that and you clarified, I looked those up. I'm like, ooh, $300 for, oh my gosh, was it the new Great Hall, and another $200 for the other one. Yeah, I don't know. I do like that hospital wing though. I don't think I have. I'm trying to think if there was a hospital wing from the earlier versions. But that one's more in the price range that I remember these being. So that one's $100. But I don't know if that one will connect because that one's like built up on stonework. So yeah, this is definitely serious because all of these are built up on a base or foundation of like bedrock and stone. So yeah, another level of texture that Lego's added to the whole thing. So yeah, that would equal, if I were to, make the equivalent of $1,000, that would definitely equal the UCS price range. So I'm gonna stick with that one. Tommy says, wow to that price range. Exactly. D&M, nice. Glad to have you here on the Night Owl version of the Brick Therapy live stream. All right, Not Emerald, good to see you, man. Hope you get that set soon, even though looks like it's gonna take a while, man. Thanks for being here. Leave a like, and thanks for being here. Let's see, can I be a mod, JRL? At some point, if I need one, I will let people know. Thanks, JRL, for asking. Nif Teebs, no. John Powell says, yeah, I bought about 3 of each of them for parts, but they are, what does NIB mean? What does that abbreviation mean? I gotta update my, my understanding of text language, I guess. Let's see. So yeah, anyway, lots to work on. Oh, new in the box. Is that what you mean? John Powell? Let's see. New Great Hall is $200. The tower is $260. Hospital wing is $100 plus all the side builds. Yeah, so $460, $560, and then I don't even know how to price. Yeah, new in the box. Okay, got it. So definitely gonna hold off on that. And I have these builds to work with. These have been with foresight, I guess you could say. With foresight, got these a long time ago and enjoying the builds now. They've been part of the backlog. So if you're new to Lego, that's one of those terms I became familiar with. So as you become a Lego collector, you definitely become literally a collector, and you can't build everything at the pace of what you collect and purchase. So I think now these live streams have actually kept me pretty focused. Even though the pace of building is not that fast, the consistency is there, and that's kind of fun. So, and then yeah, engaging in conversation with all you guys. Cool, we got more Who Sunk My Battleship pin pieces. If you remember that game. So this is just for a candle piece here. But yeah, the backlog of these Harry Potter sets are great bringing up the fact that, and appreciation that I have these in our collection here, which is super cool. And also further adding to the appreciation that there's pretty much no way I want to get into the newer series of builds when it gets to that high a price. Although that hospital wing does look cool. And I don't know if they do an equivalent of the hospital wing in the earlier series. So from the catalog, let me look at it one more time. So from this series, let's see, they had, this is like 2019 or so. Yeah, they had the clock tower, Whomping Willow, the Other Great Hall, and the astronomy tower. So this is basically the sectional builds, and that looks awesome right there, and nowhere near that current price range, or maybe now because these are all retired sets. But yeah, these look really cool. Let's see. Tommy says, "I got my light and stand today." Says Tommy. Nice, very cool. John Powell says another set is coming, probably 250. So I guess then, so if that set's coming out, I'm looking at the consistency of what these builds have. They're all on a stone or rocky foundation. Like if you look at the micro scale version of Hogwarts Castle. So there's like bedrock, and then all the structures are built above the bedrock, versus these, like the astronomy tower, it's just the base of the building, that's the ground floor, which I guess you could, if you really wanted to, build up your own mock version of bedrock, which that'd be kind of fun, kind of a creative endeavor. If you like, yeah, doing all those kind of, using a lot of slope pieces and building up rock and maybe waterfalls and all that, you could get pretty creative with it. Some almost like painting a picture. That would be pretty fun. Getting things ready for a stream, says Tommy. Yes, very exciting. Agreed. Agreed indeed. John Powell says, yeah, they did a hospital wing in the last castle. Okay, so yeah, the hospital wing, I'll have to look. I do have a side build that I don't know if it's part of this series, but it definitely has, I think it came with 3 minifigs and like kind of like a second floor of beds for patients and everything. So that might be what fits into this set. And I don't think that had a bedrock base to it. So just fun in general. Again, I don't know if you